So what we have here is Acer Aspire 5, but we are not going to have a review of this um, laptop. So as you can see, it is ergolift, but let's open it up. Backlit keyboard. It feels metal and it is light, but it has thick bezels. As you can see, this is the boot up time it takes for Acer to open up. It is a little this is the actual boot up time, so it is almost 1 minute. It is fast, but it is not it boots up fast, but it is not fast enough in 2025. So I like to say that it is working, every features is working, and you're going to find a lot of laptops that perform worse than this, that is much slower than this laptop. So as you can see, that's 1 minute and 30 seconds. And this is what we are going to do. So as usual, i5 1125G7, i5 11th gen, but this is what we are going to do for this video. As you can see, it is HDD. The storage of this laptop is only HDD, so it is slower. We are going to upgrade it to SSD. So HDD is not acceptable in 2025, so everyone should be using an SSD. So what we have here is so this is where we are going to boot up the Windows, and this is the upgrade. This is from my old laptop, so this is 250GB SSD. So we are now at Microsoft website. What we are going to do next is download the operating system Windows into our USB. So we're going to create a bootable drive here in our USB. So click download. So this is the USB drive, so make sure your USB is empty and it has no other content. It will automatically delete its content. So I'm going to pause the video here and resume it once the progress finishes at 100%. So while the Windows is downloading the USB, we are going to open up this Acer laptop and place our SSD inside. So I already opened the back of Acer. We have the HDD, the huge battery, the RAM, and the SSD slot. So took it from here, and we are going to put it in this slot. So SSD already inserted, but I have to check and still open the laptop because I may have left some files on it. I cannot remember anymore, and I want to see if the laptop is reading the SSD. So we are back. I was able to open the laptop again, and let's see if we can read the laptop is reading the SSD. So it is not reading my SSD, so it's not here. I don't know what's the problem. Maybe it's my SSD or the port inside the laptop, because this has been stuck for 5 years. So this has been stuck for 5 years. So it may I forgot to wipe it, and yeah. So I opened the BIOS, and the laptop is not reading the SSD still. So it means so I cannot find, it's only the HDD. So the download on the USB is already finished, so we can boot it up. However, as the problem insists, the laptop is not reading the SSD. So this is the fourth try of trying to read the SSD drive. The first one we tried disk management. The second one we look into BIOS. We also remove and clean the we brush it, because again this SSD drive it has been stuck for 2 to 3 years, so dust accumulated on that part, so we have to remove it again and brush it. We tried BIOS, we tried disk management, allocation, and still not reading it. So let's hope the fourth time is the magic. So this is what we encounter upon putting the SSD slot. So it got we encountered the blue screen. So for me that is good, because it means the laptop register, the drive changes. The motherboard registered the drive changes that we did. So let us see if it will work this time. So this is the third time we got blue screen. If it insists, we have to remove that SSD drive. Now I don't know what's happening. So the fifth time we cannot go to the BIOS start up. So I may have to remove the SSD drive because I cannot get through the blue screen. So this is the Windows, and I'm going to skip the the blue screen and my format the laptop and see if that works. So I went to BIOS F2 and we can see it is now this is the USB with the Windows, and that's what we are going to boot. So we move it at the top, and so we have the USB bootable device. Go to BIOS, which is press the F2 key and go to boot section, and this is the USB bootable device. It is at number 3, so I put it above, and now I'm going to save and make the exit. So F10. So it did not go through, and I had to go back because I cannot find the partition. Now I know why I am getting the blue screen. So this is the SSD drive. I remember I cloned the files when I transferred to a new laptop, so this is the reason why the laptop cannot load. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reformat this now. And then I'm going to check the health of this SSD, so it's going to be smooth later on. I did not see the partition, so this did not appear, so I was not able to go through from my previous video. So we encounter another setback. This is where the HDD and SSD should appear. So where as you can see, select location to install Windows 11. So I cannot find the SSD. So I downloaded I downloaded setup RST and cannot extract that, so I went to Google. The Intel RST F6, it is important so I can see the HDD and SSD. Let's see if Reddit can help. Now, do not click any random link. That's how you are going to get hacked. So again, we're back at this page. We're going to click load driver, browse, and this is and VMD. So this is what's going to appear. And again, I had to download this driver. So now we finally got through it. So as you can see, this is the 1 terabyte, and this is the HDD, and this is the SSD, and this is where we are going to download the Windows. So again, it has a lot of steps, but once you get to have a feel to it, everything So the next setback that we encounter is the Wi-Fi driver. So if you're familiar with this, you cannot go through the setup without connecting it to a Wi-Fi or the internet. I downloaded the network adapter here, but it is only showing as empty folder. Now I'm going to work my way around this. I was able to skip that process by Control Shift and then F3, so it got me immediately to the startup as an admin, but we don't want that. We need to download every necessary driver. So first stop is the Wi-Fi. And we are done, at least almost. So this is the HDD, so it is already vacant. We were able to transfer the Windows OS on our SSD, but the trackpad is not working. I had to use a USB mouse. So what we are going to do is we are going to install the drivers for the trackpad, but overall this is already done. And this SSD, so it took I probably took more than 10 hours to do that, and I've done that before many times, and the average time is 2 to 5 hours, not 10. So we encounter a lot of setbacks, but we were able to fix and get the job done. So again, you have to transfer the Windows OS, download the Windows in the USB, put it in your laptop, and change the boot up. So that's it. So I will not say this is a problem, but I thought it would disappear, and every time I boot up the laptop, I am left with two options. So the Windows 11 and Windows 10. So I cannot choose that every time I open the laptop. So it has to be Windows 11 all the time. So what we are going to do is we are going to type system configuration and boot Windows 10, and we are going to delete it. So I'm going to restart this and shut it down. So what we're expecting is Windows 11 right away. So that did not work. So I was in a rush because I deleted it but did not apply. Now let's try again. Now we have Windows 11. Whew.